You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
People business, so it does get a little tired, Charlie. I mean, I'd ask you to go back through history and figure out where are these contributions that have been made by these other categories of people that you're talking about. Where did any other subgroup of people contribute more to civilization?
Than white people?
Smoke weed every day.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't gonna work.
We're not talking about any integrity in this
We are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie over the table?
Well, yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's vampires everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 225. I'm joined by my co-host,
Matt Haig.
and my very special guest,
TJ May.
TJ May. Let's talk about
And you're
TJ.
John Rowe.
I'm
You
John
didn't
Rowe.
say that.
Did I not say that?
No.
I don't think so.
I've screwed up every intro we've done in like the last 3 weeks. I called myself a co-host last week.
Well, that's more accurate.
That is true. We are all co-hosts.
We
But
all
I'm the-
exist.
Yeah. Okay, so TJ, I know you from college.
Yes.
We played games together a lot.
Yeah. You could definitely say that, especially that summer we were rooming together.
Oh yeah, we shared the triple bedroom.
Yes, we did.
Oh my god, I forgot.
You and I were in
shared a
the
bunk bed.
You and I were in the double, and then what's his face was in the other.
Drew had his own bedroom.
Yes, he did.
Well, he was the RA person. And we were like the friends that got to share the sweet apartment on campus with him.
That was the summer you guys got me into World of Warcraft.
Oh god, yeah.
The
Yeah,
monsters.
you were a priest.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, fuck. Sorry about that.
Oh, it happens.
It's okay.
I didn't fall into the trap as much as you guys did. So,
No. I didn't fall as much as Drew did.
Oh, that was bad. That
He
was
got
really
worse
bad.
than me. But I was bad before I infected him, so...
In the grand scheme of the entire game, I've played probably 1 year, 9 months. So not bad at all.
Yeah. I know that on my old rating character, I got like 57 days played. Then I have another like second rating character I made on a different server that's probably got like 30 days played. You know what I mean? I'm probably up to a year around there across everything. That's a fun game though. I don't know. I played it earlier today.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
you do you.
I remember that. That was a year. What year was that? That must have been
2006? Yeah, 5. Summer of 2005. No, 6?
It must have been 6 because 2005 was after my freshman year, and I don't think I stayed on campus that year, but the year after I did. So I think it was summer of 06.
All I know is the last time I've probably physically seen you was 9.5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So after college, you moved away.
Yeah, let me go through it.
Yeah, let's go through it. Post college journey.
Actually, I'm going to start a little earlier because every decision in my life stemmed back from me wanting to play golf for free.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, so go
Wait, you're
all
a golfer?
on occasion.
Okay.
Like a couple weeks ago, I played because my family was out of town, and that was my first time in about 3 years. But back in high school, I joined the golf team as a freshman because I wanted to play golf for free.
Oh,
Did
I
that-
was on the golf team in high school too.
I did that for 2 years, absolutely sucked. But
Me too.
the coach there basically was like, "Hey, can you help me out with basketball?" So I kind of helped out, not playing basketball, but kind of being that equipment manager guy that no one cares about. Did that. From basketball, I started doing baseball the year after that. And that's actually why I started doing that in college at Edgewood.
Yeah.
So I did that for a couple of years. And that connection led me to a post-graduation job at Edgewood, where I worked in sports information for a semester.
Yeah.
That particular job opportunity led me into getting in that industry, which led me moving to Tennessee.
Tennessee. I knew you
Yes.
moved really far away.
I got a job at Tennessee Tech University, and I worked there in sports information for a year. After doing that internship for a year, and I'm like, you know what? This is
What is sports information exactly?
Sports information is essentially the PR and stats and basically doing all the public relations stuff for all the sports without having to coach or being the athletic trainer, so you don't have to do anything with that. It's just all the media stuff. So it's media relations.
Okay.
Yeah. After doing that for a year, I'm like, you know what? This is great and all. I'm doing okay because I'm kind of the whole jack of all trades sort of thing. I'm like, I don't really care about sports. I'm done with this. Mm-hmm. So from there, I made the trek to Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my mother was actually living down there, and she still does. She actually had it in with the casino industry in Tunica.
Jesus.
So I actually worked as a table games floor supervisor for a year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I was the guy in the suit behind the dealers that was kind of watching everyone, but also being the kind of guest services liaison. So you're kind of both the loss prevention and guest services all combined. Did that for a year, got laid off, and then just needed a job to get things by. I may have a visitor behind me. That's fine. She's gonna be quiet. Looks like. But after doing that, I ended up working at a grocery store, starting cashier, and then got into deli. Did that for 9 months, and then my wife's like, we've been living down here for a while. I miss my family, and we kind of picked up and moved to Illinois in 2010. So we kind of moved in the Des Plaines area. It's northwest suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's actually where I've been ever since. I've done a bunch of gigs ever since. Like I worked at Family Video for about 8 months. There's this very small, I'd hate to call it amusement park, but it's kind of has a history here called Santa's Village. In West Dundee, I worked there for about a month. Got back in with Noodles and Company. I worked with Noodles and Company back in college for about 6 months.
I remember I got free noodles sometimes.
I know, I love that place.
Yep, I had it today for lunch.
So I kind of got back with Noodles and Company actually I ended up with them for 4 years. But while working at Noodles and Company, Savannah, they can't see you. You can wave all you want. That's my oldest behind me. My little two are the loud ones in the background. You could say hi. Go ahead and say hi.
Hi.
Get
that paper.
Yeah, that's my.
That's what you're doing though. Getting that paper.
That's my 10-year-old. I have a 10-year-old daughter.
Wow. Huh?
Yeah.
I've been out of college for 8 years.
I don't want to talk
You've
about
been
it.
out for 9, right? 9.5-ish, TJ?
For me, let's see. I finished in December of 2006. So yeah, it's going to be 10 years this December. Actually, I'll be married 10 years this September.
Wow, 10-year anniversary.
Exactly. So, cool. I mean, that being said, Noodles and Company, I had my ups and downs with it. Worked there for 4 years, but in the middle of it, I got 2 other gigs. One working for a place that rents out musical instruments. Did that for a summer. And then I got a temporary position freelancing with Nintendo.
Oh, wow.
That was basically, I don't know if it was Craigslist or Indeed, but they were looking for product demonstrators back in the winter of 2012. People to go out to like Kmart, Best Buy, GameStop, Toys R Us, I think we did once, Walmart, and we basically got to be there for 4 hours a day, 2 days a week, $20 an hour. It was temporary. That's why they paid that much.
Yeah, of course.
But so I did that for 8 weeks, and from doing the GameStop, I was basically handed applications like, "You're really good with people. Fill this out, please." And that's kind of how I got my in at GameStop.
Nice.
And that's where I've been ever since.
So
games.
like, when are you gonna get off your ass and get some life experience?
Yeah, man.
I know. I mean, it's like I've been doing nothing for 10 years.
It's like you're stuck in a rut.
I haven't done shit. I worked at Epic, a software company, doing QA, and I got laid off. And then 9 months of unemployment later, I got a job at a chemistry lab, which I've been at for 6 years. So That's my life story. Didn't move out of college town. Yeah.
I can
Nothing exciting.
I can say though, my work experience also helped me travel a little bit. Working at Tennessee Tech got me a free trip to Hawaii. Didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Giant spiders there and cockroaches everywhere.
Oh
Well,
my.
We were just on Oahu, so it's basically, hey, look, it's a city town in an island with lots of crime. And their beaches don't do it for me. They really don't. So Hawaii
Oh my
kind of
God.
bored me.
I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Why?
My building flooded. That I work at. So
Was that from-
my coworker just texted me a bunch of photos of parts of the lab with like 2 feet of standing water in them. So 3-day weekend.
Jealous.
I know, and I bet it'll be paid too. So otherwise, I could use vacation time. But oh my God, well, they showed the office was full. I hope I didn't have anything expensive in there. I don't think I had anything myself. So no, I didn't leave an iPod or anything there that could have gotten soaked.
Mm-hmm.
Wowzers! Holy shit! Literally, I just look at my phone. I'm like, my coworker's like, you might want to call the hotline because this is what our workplace looks like right now. Like literally, I have a Snapchat from work that says "Holy fuck," and it is the office like floor that I live in, and not the office floor, but like because it's just ground floor, but the building I'm in, and you can see like that, and it looks pretty normal, except for on the floor you can see reflections of the lights in the ceiling, which is not a thing that happens on carpet usually, but when it's got like 3 inches of water, it looks like that can happen. Holy God!
Yeah, that hit me down here about like 40 minutes ago.
Oh my God, it was bad around here. I mean, it was horrible in Middleton, which is where the main part of the storm was. But holy shit, watch. That's bad. Like I know like your workplace gets flooded, it's bad, but like our workplace is full of like equipment that's like $30,000 a machine and like 700 of them. Like that could be millions of dollars of damage.
Yeah, but it's all insured, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, but that's going to slow work down for a bit. Like cuz we need that to do our jobs. Holy shit. I can't believe PPD got flooded. Oh my God. We're on top of the hill basically. Oh, but there was a lot of water. Like it was something like 4 inches in like an hour or something like that, just straight water. Let me check.
Yeah, it's
but anyway,
just like the sky opened up and buckets came down.
Yeah, you asked if someone summoned Gozer, because that's what it felt like.
Yeah, well, I went to the grocery store after work, and the sky was just like ominous gray. Like it was almost nighttime, and this was at like 5:30.
Oh my God!
And then shortly after that, yeah, everything just opened up.
Oh my God! Oh no! So a coworker, not of mine directly, but that we have some third shift people that work there, and supposedly they were sending out the messages. They're like, "Hey, yeah, there's just a lot of water coming into the building right now." Like it's like Jesus! Oh my God! Okay, well, 3-day weekend on Sketch. I'll have some games. I'll do some streaming. I think tomorrow. Like just let's get it all on.
Nice.
Oh, shit. I know, right?
We
sorry,
should mention somewhere near the top of the show that Adam's out because he's dying from a migraine. So he's not.
Sorry.
He hasn't abandoned you all. He has a legitimate excuse this time.
He actually has legitimate excuse. He messaged me online
on the
messaging app that I've made everyone that I know use.
Oh man, I just realized how annoying that is to say.
Yeah, line.
Online.
Yeah, I'm online. Yeah, I guess it's the #1 messaging app in Japan. 200 million Japanese users.
I don't even know what it is.
It's a chat app / social media / news. It's like Twitter and Facebook, but like with more integrated chat features, basically.
Yeah, whenever you're typing, it tries to replace every word with pictures,
which is awesome.
like little emojis and stuff.
Uh-huh. It's dumb, but I like it because it's platform agnostic. Because I think Matt, you have an
Yeah, I have an iPhone.
and so does Adam. So, like, I can't G-chat you as easily as I do with everybody else that has Android phones. So, Line works across all platforms.
I like it a lot better than Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, I hate Facebook
I don't
Messenger.
like being on Facebook products if I can help it.
Yeah.
I had to install Facebook Messenger today because my wife sent me some sort of quiz, and I'm like, I want to do it, but I really don't want to install Messenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a really
I try to
crappy-
uninstall the main Facebook app like once every week or so, and I just always end up having to contact somebody or something.
Yeah,
It sucks
yeah.
that everyone's on there.
Yeah, I did a really crappy thing, cut you off at the end of your story due to my insane weather thing. But so you made it to GameStop. What do you do? You're just
I started out as just a regular part-time grunt. You know.
Yep.
I am a store leader, so I run a store now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Can
awesome.
I
Did you
have
just go to
some
E3?
stuff?
No, I don't get to go to the E3. But I do get to go to the GameStop, the store leaders convention every year. Which last year took me to Vegas. This year will be Anaheim.
Can we make your store the official Born in the 80s GameStop?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So go to that location if you live anywhere near that place.
And by the time people are actually going to start going there, I'll be at a different location. It's just what happens to me. I'm that flexible. I've been at now I think 5 different GameStops on a more permanent
fixer?
basis. Kinda.
They bring you in and they're like, "We need this to be good. You do it."
You're the one that comes in and lays everyone off and cuts all the fat.
Yeah.
I'm the fixer that does have to deal with people leaving, but I deal with getting the business done right, but I may not leave it the most organized.
You're like the Bobs on Office Space.
You come in, people are like, "Oh God, TJ's here." So anyway, oh cool, that's awesome. So you're very plugged into the video game world, which is good for this podcast.
If I wasn't if I wasn't already a store leader at GameStop, I probably wouldn't now have a PlayStation 4. But otherwise, I am. I guess the way to say it, because I like playing consoles, because I've been playing consoles for years, I'm swimming in consoles.
Yeah, you are.
I guess that's the best way to describe it.
Are you gonna get the PlayStation VR when it comes out?
Not immediately. I don't have the room.
I remember.
I thought it was mostly seated though.
It is. I don't have the room to put it. I really don't.
Okay.
I remember when you had the awesome apartment on the east side. I don't know if it was awesome to you, but you had like the 2 CRT TVs side by side with like every classic video game console hooked up in some way to all of them.
Are you sure that wasn't the on-campus apartment when I was living with Alex?
Possibly, but I remember you lived on the east side for a hot second.
Oh, that was, yeah. I
And I
did
remember you lived near a Taco Bell, and we would get Taco Bell and then play like classic Super Nintendo games for hours.
Oh, yeah. I still have that stuff.
Yeah.
I have all of that stuff.
Yeah, I bought a Super Nintendo after I got my steady work at Epic and collected quite a few games, all of which cost like $1 billion more now than when I bought them. Like,
Yes. Yes.
like, yeah, I bought like a Super Mario RPG for $25, and that's got to be 50-ish now.
I
Like,
still don't own that game physically.
yeah, I have 2 copies maybe.
I think I bought it digitally on the Wii, on the Virtual Console.
Yeah.
Especially because I have like 5 classic controllers now.
I have 1.
Which is going to help for the NES Classic that's coming out. Because
Yeah,
those
so
are,
you can hook those up.
and vice versa. You can use those NES controllers as classic controllers for Virtual Console games.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
because people are like theorizing that's basically a Nintendo Wii inside with an emulator on it.
The official comment was, we declined to comment on how our hardware works.
Which in Nintendo speak means yes.
Yep.
yeah, used copies of that are like $60. Wow. Oh, I paid $25 for that. I still got the sticker on it too. Well, I got in when the getting was good, and I got pretty much every Super Nintendo game you'd want. So,
Did you have Revolution X music as the weapon featuring Aerosmith?
No, that's a bad version of that. Which is dumb because emulation is just infinitely cheaper and better.
GameStop has gotten into the retro game now. So
Yeah.
Super Mario RPG from GameStop is $49.99.
Ah,
Oh,
Or
I
10%
forgot
off
about that
membership.
game.
screw that
Yep.
with Amazon. $56. Yeah, okay. No, yeah, totally. But like, yeah, around 50. Yeah, Super Nintendo games are really boosted in price lately.
Depends on the game. I think you can still get Pilot Wings for cheap, but who wants Pilot Wings besides me?
I think I have a copy because I got it for like $4 or something. But yeah, yeah, no. So yeah, because I got the Super Mario RPG. I got all the Mario game. I got the the Legend. Oh my God, Mario All Stars, and I got the one that came with the system. I've got Final Fantasy. I think it was 2 that came out as well as 3. Technically,
yeah.
4 and 6. Or
Yes,
is it 5 and 6?
No, it's 2 is 4,
2 is
which
4.
is a Cecil is a moon guy. Spoilers.
Yep.
And then 3 is 6, which is, hey, look, we're gonna have 1 million party members and the world gets destroyed. Ultimate spoilers. I've never finished that game. I've gotten close.
I've started that game so many times, and I love it. But I need to finish it. Yeah. So yeah, that's my life of retro gaming as well, and I have like everything. I collect them too. I mean, I like emulation. I'm actually thinking about buying a Raspberry Pi 3 to put all the retro emulator stuff on it because I bought some Super Nintendo like USB controllers that are like
You should build a
exactly
cabinet
like
for it.
regular Super Nintendo controllers. Because I think did the patent expire on the controllers, so now manufacturers are able to actually use the same molds and everything. So like, you can.
I think so. I think that's the way it's going.
Because like it is like perfect like feeling. So yeah, I could hook up 2 of those and USB ports on a Raspberry Pi for like $70 and have every game.
All my SNES controllers suck right now. So in the back of my car, I bought this probably about 4 months ago. I still haven't gotten it out. I've got so much stuff in the back of my car, but I've got 2 Super Nintendo controllers, 1 official Nintendo pre-owned, and then I got 1 reproduction controller that was made recently brand new, but I got it with the European and Japanese colored buttons. You know, the ones where the 4 colors are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks so much better.
Not the 2 dumb purples. I have. You could have a segment me just talk about what's in the back of my car because I've got the dumbest stuff in there right now, including now Life is Strange episode 1 is for free for everyone if anyone hasn't played it on like every console or every PC.
Yeah.
I have the Life is Strange season pass for Steam in my car. I have not entered it yet.
I haven't. I bought that season pass as well for PS4. I need to finish that game. I only played the first episode, and I got sidetracked. That's a real good game. All right, well let's get to. We heard from TJ his life. Let's hear what Matt's been up to in the VR world.
VR land. Hold on, I'm
in
downloading
VR
Life
land.
is Strange episode 1 right now.
It's free now. Yeah, it's an awesome game. The only problem with it, I've heard it described as, it's good. It's really good, but like it's funny because you look at it differently when you hear this. But like it feels like a like '90s teen drama written by people that were never teens in the '90s. You know, because it's like
that's what I'm getting from the screenshots. It looks really cool.
It's fun though and good. It just is like no one was living this life. This is not the way teens live. But you know.
All right, VR
Yeah.
land is where I've been.
NVIDIA
Saw
VR
a couple of
Funhouse.
a couple big tech demos came
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
NVIDIA VR Funhouse is kind of just like a big physics demo. It's like a lot of carnival games, so you're throwing stuff and breaking stuff and
Yeah.
shooting like water guns with really cool liquid physics
Yeah.
and things. So ultimately, it's fun. There's not much to it, but it's kind of cool to see like what it's capable of and to wait for that stuff to come into real games. And then the other one is Star Wars Trials of Tatooine, which is a real short Star Wars story that was awesome.
But lightsabers, right?
Yeah, it's okay. So you're on Tatooine. You're, I guess, like a Padawan that Luke left behind. And so the first thing that happens is the Millennium Falcon flies in, and it's right over your head. So it's just like this giant ship right over you.
Yeah.
And the sense of scale is just insane. So then R2 comes out, gives you a lightsaber, and some stormtroopers start shooting at you, but you can't actually die because it's not really a game. And then eventually you deflect bullets for long enough, and the Millennium Falcon's weapons come back online, and Han blows them all up. And that's the end. So it's like, it takes like 15 minutes maybe. But it was enough to make me really want Star Wars games. Like, legit Lucasfilm Star Wars games now.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Like that. As soon as like people started making those knockoff lightsaber games, everyone's like,
Yeah.
they have to make an official game. This looks
It's
too cool.
really kind of awesome that the Stormtrooper armor lends itself so well to being easily rendered.
Yeah.
Because you have human models that are like moving perfectly, and just because they're so simple and shiny plastic. So yeah, that was neat.
That sounds awesome.
And then I've been. Do you ever have a project that is just like super dumb, but you can't stop working on it?
I have a feeling you're going to be talking about your YouTube video series.
Are you talking about
Yeah.
the plank in your back?
Yeah, it's. Oh man, I'm trying to come up with a way to do a VR stream where my face is visible, because I feel like that's kind of important for streaming games.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But it's really difficult when you're moving around.
Yeah,
So
to do
I have a
face
couple
cam.
of square dowels that I strapped to my back with like an ace bandage back brace, and then bungee cords, and then a webcam cranes out like 4 feet in front of me. And everyone on the Vive subreddit was complaining that it made them motion sick. So I stapled on like a big black foam core background tonight. So it's just getting more and more ridiculous.
So wait, you
But
have
I
like
have-
a
I have
cape
faith in the
behind
project.
you?
It's like a foam core square right behind my head.
So that way they don't get the motion.
Yeah. So you can see in the most recent video I posted that it kind of works that way. Like, now I need to mount a light on it because it's blocking out too much light. So like it just keeps getting
gonna
more
get
and more
bigger and bigger.
complicated. Yeah. So like I feel like Rick Moranis and like Honey I Shrunk the Kids. Like all this
he
shit
kinda
on his
looks like
head.
he looks like a mobile gallows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So that's that.
That's
it's
fun.
really funny. And like, I thought people were gonna be super impressed by this, but whenever I posted it on the subreddit, everyone's just like, "This seems really pointless."
Yeah.
No, you don't get it.
Yeah. Did you do the Old Man Learns New Tech theme song?
No, I can get into that though.
Yeah, get in there.
The important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time.
Thank you.
I'm gonna talk for a second about unexpected VR accessories.
Oh my
that-
god, I thought that was the face cam you were talking about.
Nope.
Oh my. Okay.
This
so
is
there's
something
more.
else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear about it.
So this one isn't specifically old manish, but replace your straps with Wii U with Wii wrist straps because they're way stronger.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, lens cleaner and alcohol swabs to clean out the gross face pads.
We have those at work actually because we work in a lab. So for lab glasses, we just like our stockroom has like thousands of the disposable like single-use wipes for
Yeah.
lenses. So you should get some of those.
Well, I got like a box of 200 for like
that'll
$1
probably
or
last you
something.
quite a while.
an unexpected one. Adhesive muscle relieving heat pads.
Are you
and
too old? Old
a
man.
shitload of ibuprofen.
VR's
then-
for the young kids.
Most recently, shiatsu massage neck thing.
I saw you posted about that.
It's great.
It's important.
I'm gonna get a back one so I can use them both at the same time.
Nice.
And I just lay there.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's VR is surprisingly physical, and I'm still not used to it.
Oh yeah, like when I played in that live stream we did last week. Was it last week? Yeah. I was just well, it was partially because of the heat in the apartment at the time. I was just sweating and just tired because I don't know, something about it. Even though a lot of the games you don't do a ton of motion, it's just something about the.
But
I
you
don't know,
like
maybe 'cause
whenever you have to swing your arms and stuff, you're not really paying attention to your actual body.
Yeah.
So you have a tendency to like throw out your shoulders and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like for me, it's kind of like I'm enjoying this super fun game that's so much fun to play.
Yeah.
That I'm not thinking about how tired my arms and legs are getting until you're done, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh boy,
About
I
an
really
hour
wrecked
later,
me.
you're like, I cannot move.
Yeah, you're like, wow, I wasn't even thinking because it was so much fun. Awesome. What about TJ? What have you been playing?
Weird stuff. Let alone.
It's real weird. All right, now.
Let alone. I'm gonna go ahead and
Pigeon dating simulator.
Oh, not yet. I feel like I want to play it, but not yet.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to sidetrack for just 1 second. I bought the new Star Ocean game. I haven't taken it out of the plastic yet. I don't know why.
Oh, Star Ocean 8
Sense
of chains of memory of life.
Your integrity and faithlessness.
Okay, there it is. Some weird JRPG title.
It's the 5th game in the series after the 4th one was supposed to be the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing. I heard it got mediocre reviews, but the good thing is all 7 of your party members can be fighting at the same time, and no transitions between battle and field map. So you just, if you want to run away, you just literally run away. If you want to get into battle, you go to the enemy. Whatever. It's a thing. So yeah, I've been playing 2 different games. One of them that I got completely obsessed with and beat in 3 days, 19 hours, platinum it. And then one game that I'm only an hour in, and I need to kind of work on that. So Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma.
So what's the first one in that series? Is that the first one?
999 is the first one. 9 persons, 9 doors, 9 hours. I forget what order you say those in, but it doesn't matter. You get the gist of it.
Yeah, I can tell just from the titles that this is some weird stuff.
How do you play 999? Is that just a DS game?
Yes, that one's on that one you can play in completion on the DS, but it is available on iOS, just the visual novel parts.
But not Android?
Not Android.
God damn it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So the entire series is kind of a hybrid between, visual novel, choose your own adventure story, woohoo, and Escape the Room game, which were really popular Flash things back in 2007.
I still play those now.
I know, exactly.
There's a VR one I'm going to get.
But the theming of the series is very similar to Saw, with kind of a time travel dynamic in it.
Okay, I'm liking what I'm hearing so far.
Okay, so should I go into spoilers? Should I not? Doesn't matter.
Go for it. I'll forget everything.
Perfect. We'll talk about 999 first, which is the first game in the series. Basically, you play as this just out of high school boy named Junpei. You find yourself you're just in your room. Some guy in a gas mask shows up behind you, says you're about to participate in this game called the Nonary game. Nonary basically meaning base 9.
Okay, yep.
Basically smogs you with smoke gas. You wake up in a boat. You're basically in a crew quarters cabin. You get up. Once you wake up, one of the windows breaks open, and your cabin starts flooding with water. You hear a voice that says, "Get out or die." I'm paraphrasing here, but you get the idea. You solve a little puzzle to get out of the room. You have a bracelet on your left wrist that says the number 5 on it. Once you get out of the room and move up to the next floor of this boat, you meet 8 other people who are all in the same predicament as you.
So like Saw a little bit? Like you're
kind
kind
of
of trapped in a trap building?
Yep. You hear a voice over the intercom saying, "You're all going to participate in the notary game. This is the way it works. There are these doors. You have these bracelets on your wrist in order to progress in this world. There are these doors you have to activate using some maths. I'll let you play the game to figure that part out. Oh,
Okay,
I got a little
yeah.
one here. Sorry, my 3-year-old decided to join us. So once you activate the door for any particular door in this thing, the door opens for 9 seconds. You go through the door. A bomb that's been implanted in your stomach.
Okay. Okay.
The timer starts going off. You have 81 seconds for every person who opened the door, who's now on the other side of this closed door, to find the deactivation one. To basically deactivate the bracelet, and then you have another escape the room puzzle. The game has 6 endings, all of them which are simultaneously canon, even though different people die in different endings.
Oh wow.
Because
All right.
because this is where at least before we started the podcast, where I basically said it's mindfuck.
Yeah.
Best way to describe it, because it talks about the idea of morphic resonance, which is very pseudo parapsychological. The idea of humans exist in a collective conscious. So all of our consciousnesses are connected. It's just some people have better skills to be able to put stuff into that field, and some people have better stuff to be able to take stuff from that field. The example given was there are these super high contrast photos that you can make where it's really tough to tell what's in the picture until you're told what's in the picture, and you're like, oh, it's obviously that obviously looks like a dog, even though if you didn't know that it was a dog, you had no clue what these splotches look like. There was this experiment in the 60s or 70s where they went to this this colony in Africa that's basically never had contact with the outside world, showed them like some of these pictures, and only like 2% of people knew that stuff. Those findings were shown on a British TV channel. So like it was shown one week. It's like, what's in this picture? Here,
And this is all
here's
in
the findings we did.
999.
This is all in 999 still.
Oh wow, jeez. Packing a lot in.
Exactly. And then because they even talk about things like propagnosia. I can't pronounce it. Propagnosia, the idea of face blindness. Some people.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Some people who have, their brain just can't say that this face is different than this face. They just see kind of facial features. Just like how
Yeah.
we know that a dog is a dog, if you're not specific to knowing what breed is this, or why
Yeah.
this face is different than this face, or why like 2 beagles look different.
Yeah,
Some people have more of a sense for that.
Yep.
Other people
But
are
anyway-
beagle racists.
Anyway, after that broadcast,
That was
after
the
that-
appropriate response.
yes, after that program in London, they found another tribe in Africa to do the same thing with, but surprisingly more people could identify the picture. It was like 8% instead of 2%, which is a significant change. And they thought, well, the only way that could happen is if there was some access to, hey, we showed a whole bunch of people in this area this, and we all have connection to that conscious. Yeah, it's
You're blowing my mind here.
It's complete mind messery.
Yeah.
And anyway, when push comes to shove, your main character from one timeline gives your main character from another timeline information on how to unlock a code to get to the final door. Everyone in the game survives except for 3 people, which were intended to die to begin with. And actually, the whole thing was actually, this whole like nonary game was actually put together by your childhood female friend, who was put into one of these as a kid, and got to this one thing at the end, which basically was a Sudoku puzzle. She couldn't figure out because she was a sender, not a receiver, so she couldn't get that information. So she put this together so that you could send it back to her in the past so she could figure out and not die. So she put this together now so that she didn't die in the past.
Okay.
And then you say,
Exactly.
Boo, yeah, indeed.
That was the bomb diggity, Mike.
The second game takes place later, but involves being able to physically jump from one timeline version of your conscious to the other. Basically, butterfly effect, but you can jump to each of the possible multiverse timelines. And then the
what
last
was that?
I'm getting Snapchats about my work exploding.
Oh, okay.
Someone was like, "There's like water coming in from underneath the door." Sorry, I just was like, "Oh my god."
Anyway, I'm not even gonna super bother with talking about the specifics of number 2 and number 3 because you have to have pretty intimate knowledge of number 1.
I mean, after the first one, I don't think I could handle the other two, until I actually experience it.
Yeah, the first game I played through in about, I think it took me like 2.5 weeks to do because I tried to do puzzles by myself. Once I got through one ending and then realized you have to actually play through 6 times and it doesn't let you skip the puzzles you've already done. I'm like, forget it. Spoiler for your walkthrough. I'm going to use that to get through. The second one, 24 possible endings. But you can jump to any part in the timeline, especially right where the timeline breaks. So it makes it a lot easier to do. When I started playing it, I couldn't stop, and I played 35 hours in a week.
Oh, wow.
And considering I've got kids and a job, that wasn't an easy task. And then the last one was significantly shorter, but I actually used no guides whatsoever to beat it. The puzzles were challenging but fair, and I beat and platinumed the whole game in 19 hours. In 3 days, which fortunately my whole family was in Florida at the time, so I had all the free time in the world.
Yeah, this looks really cool. I mean, you can get this on Amazon new for the DS for like $30. So
yeah, I think it's been in reprint status for a while, so it's not like they're stopping making this one. But yeah, the original one's for DS or without the puzzles for iOS.
Yeah.
The second one, which is called Virtue's Last Reward, you get on you can get on the 3DS or the Vita.
Yep.
And that is PlayStation TV compatible for the 3 people in the world that have a PlayStation TV.
And you're one of them.
And I'm one of them.
I almost got one of those just to play Vita games.
Pre-owned for $30.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That might be worth it.
Because no one wants it.
I have PS Plus, so I got a ton of free PSP games coming my way.
Exactly. And now that I also have both of the PSP God of War games for free, so I need to play through those. Yeah. And then the third game is Zero Time Dilemma. That one's for Steam, 3DS, and Vita. Which, as much as I'm a Nintendo fanboy through and through, I had to get it for Vita because I wanted to play on my PlayStation TV. But surprise to me, even though it says PlayStation TV compatible on the box, the patch to make it PlayStation TV compatible didn't come out until about 10 days after the game's release.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wanted to stream the whole thing start to finish with my initial reactions, and I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it. Unfortunate.
I had to play the game. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you got to keep the storyline going. Okay. So that's what TJ's crazy games experience is right now.
I also started the well, I guess the best way to describe it is so picture Persona.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Matt, you know what that is, right?
No.
I do, but Matt doesn't.
All right.
I'll Google it real quick.
It's a JRPG series.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let me make it very simple for you.
Yep.
Think Pokemon, but you're actually the thing attacking, and your Pokemon quote are spiritual beings that do your magic for you.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks very colorful.
It kind of follows along with like tarot card characters a little bit. Like
there's a lot of swooshy graphics and hair
Persona 4
over
is an incredible,
eyes.
amazing game.
Yes, it
absolutely I can't wait
is.
for Persona 5 to come out.
I've got the Take Your Heart edition pre-ordered. I'm super excited because I want the school bag.
Oh, really? Nice. Swag
The
bag.
Take Your Heart edition, I think, is like $20 more than the regular game. Comes with the Morgana plushie. Comes with Morgana's the new cat thing.
Yeah.
Basically, mascot character for Persona 5.
No Teddy.
No Teddy this time. It comes with a school bag, a 64-page wow, I can't talk today. 64-page hardcover art book.
Uh-huh.
I think a steel bookcase, and then collector's box, which for me means it'll get destroyed in 5 minutes. I don't care. I just want the bag.
The bag.
I'll never use it, but it's a school bag.
It looks
Basically
good.
an over-the-shoulder like mini duffel.
But you need it.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so picture Persona.
Yep.
And instead of having the spiritual beings coming out of your body, think of them as guides that have become your weapons. But those spiritual beings aren't like demons from the Shin Megami Tensei or like manifestations of tarot.
Yeah.
They're Fire Emblem characters.
I know what game you're playing.
Yes.
I talked about wanting to play this one a couple months ago when we were talking about releases.
Yeah, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. Oh yeah, I forgot the fact that the entire game's theming is J-pop.
Yeah, your J-pop demon fighting.
Yep.
So, do you have the patch, the Wii U homebrew patch that removes all of the censorship?
No, but I did hear about that. And
the U.S. version, people are wearing instead of like a bikini, there's like a bikini with a sweater over it because I guess boobs are terrifying.
And there's a whole section of DLC that was removed from the North American release.
Yeah, you can get deep into it because I guess one of the main characters was a gravure model, which is Japanese for Maxim modeling, basically, like as a thing. Like I'm doing some sexy modeling, but Japan's weird, and gravure idols are generally like 15 to 17, so... Yeah, but they're not naked, they're just... It's weird.
It's the one click above
Maxim.
Yeah, one click above Maxim, one click below Playboy, and yeah, it's...
They're 15.
It's a thing.
Well, not 15, but like 17, 16.
Probably the 16 to 18 range. Yeah,
it's Japan.
It's not for me. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, they removed some of that stuff, and people were mad because like the game doesn't have English voice track. It's Japanese with subtitles. It's like super like this is a Japan culture game, and you removed some of the Japan culture out of it. Like not, you know what I mean? It's just like why take a step? Like, and it's just I don't really honestly care that much, other than the fact that I do kind of like I'm like why. Like, just put it out. Like, I'm an adult. I can appreciate I want to see the original game. Like, I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter, though.
A couple of things that I actually like how they did with the game.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, one thing I hate about it is almost the forced use of the gamepad, even though you can use other controllers. It forces you to use the gamepad for sections where you are basically reading your cell phone. There's no option to turn that off.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
I'm quite
you get,
sad
like,
about
chats from other characters, like
Yes.
you're like in social media.
What I do like about it, now, did you play any of Persona 3?
No, I bought Persona 3 FES
Okay.
on PS2.
Yep.
And then my PS2 died immediately after buying that. And so on PS3 I also bought it because I think it was on sale for digitally through the PSN store for like $10.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's on there.
I started it. I think I'm maybe like in the first dungeon, but then life happened and I got away. But I want to play it because that's a great game.
So Persona 3. Now, first of all, I do want to say I own Persona 3 FES and Persona 4, and I played probably about 2 hours of them on PS2. It wasn't until about 3 months ago that Persona 4 just grabbed me and stole my soul, and I love I love myself in that world.
Who's your lady friend? Who'd you pick?
Chie.
Chie!
Chie
Fuck
best
yes,
girl.
Chie! Oh man, sorry, no one knows what we're talking about, but Chie is the only right choice.
Well, considering I just joined the Persona 4 Golden subreddit, it seems like the two competing factions are Church of Chie and Church of Rise.
Rise would be the number 2 choice.
I don't know. I like Naoto.
Yeah, she's weird.
Yeah.
I get it. The mystery is there. She's very quiet.
I just don't like ditzy, which is why Yukiko's off the table.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah,
So
you're in high school in that game. That's what we're talking about. There's a romance subplot in that one.
Anyway, Persona 3 has a mechanic that basically separates physical attacks into 3 different styles. I think it's like pierce, strike, and I never remember what the last one is. Maybe slash, I think. Yeah, pierce, strike, and slash. They basically borrowed that system in Tokyo Mirage as the Fire Emblem trio of spears, swords, axes.
Yeah. The 3 different kinds.
They basically throw the weapons triangle in there instead of just the regular, resistance and weaknesses, which I like the fact that they borrowed that. And then they have a combo system called Session, which basically is the best way for me to describe it is Final Fantasy XII Gambits. Which, if you've not played Final Fantasy XII, it's basically, hey, you're not controlling this character, but would you like to program them? This is how you program them. I loved the Gambit system. I hated the story, but I loved the Gambit system. But anyway, the session system, the way that works is you get session abilities that you can set. I think up to 6 at a time.
Okay.
But if one character has a session ability that says spear equals attack, if another character does a spear attack, the second character will immediately follow up with their regular attack. And then if their attack triggers someone else's session, you could basically run a combo without using additional turns in your turn-based system.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting. But again, I'm only about an hour into that game, so I need to kind of give it some more time.
Yeah, that's on the purchase list for next time there's a sale, because I love the JPOP world idea of that, like, kind of, I guess the dungeons are like going into like like saving the minds of like JPOP idols, basically.
They call them idolospheres.
Idolospheres,
yeah. They don't pronounce the O. It's just idolsphere.
Okay.
But yeah, it's weirdness, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it seems great. Let's okay, so I got to talk about what I was up to this weekend.
What have you been up to, John?
Thank you for taking over as my host. With the most. I am the host with the most. Matt is the host with the second most. TJ, you're too new to rate. Too new to have a rating. So I did a lot of stuff this weekend. I went to a drive-in movie. I've been in a long time. Last year, actually, I talked about it on this podcast, but I went to Monroe, my old place where I grew up, and went to the Skyview Drive-In.
Did you go to that double feature you were looking up last week?
I did, the exact one. So I went to Secret Life of Pets and Ghostbusters, and we went... The Monroe Skyview Drive-In is very similar to the Highway 18 in Jefferson, which is, like, same rules, no carry-ins, like all that stuff. Highway 18 is just nicer, just a way nicer place. Like, the Skyview is like all gravel on the, I don't know, it doesn't feel as fun as like an outdoor movie. And then the other problem was that I'm going to public service announcement right now for people that are going to think of going there that live around the Monroe area. You have to bring a radio because the audio is broadcast over a radio. They play it on speakers, but it's really too quiet if you're far away from the like speaker area, which is in the center. So luckily the like people in cars next to us had a loud like boombox they were playing it on, but like because the Highway 18 one, the first like 15 rows all have like the posts, but the posts have like speakers on them, so you have speakers near every car. So it was fine, but I could see a situation where you're like, well, I got to sit in my car and turn the radio on so I can hear this movie, and hopefully my battery doesn't die. So I didn't want to risk that, but and part of the fun with the drive-in is being able to sit outside. So, but anyway, so let me just go over the movies real quick. Not a lot to say. Secret Life of Pets. patented Born in the 80s rating system of stars is 2 stars. That movie was one heck of a waste of an awesome premise.
that is sad because I had hope for that movie.
I heard that it was like a lot of good jokes for pet owners and not really any plot.
Yes, it's really fun when the jokes are like, like the pet jokes and stuff. But the plot is the absolute most cliched plot you can imagine. So let's say you have pets. What's the conflict?
It's Toy Story. They got lost.
Exactly. It's exact like, oh no, we got lost from home. We got to get back, and here's all the crazy things we meet along the way. And you're like, this has been like the 800th version of this story that's been told. So, yeah, and it is fun. I'm not gonna say it's like bad, but I just am really disappointed, and they could have done more with like the what pets do when you're not home, and that was like the premise I thought the movie was going to be, and that just ends up being like the first 20 minutes, and then the rest of the movie is like, all right, pets are off in New York, lost, trying to make their way home, and it's like, well, it's just,
so it's Babe Pig in the City.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's not that it's bad. It's just like, well, this is not original as much as it could have been. So
that's not how they were advertising it at all.
No, yeah. So the trailers that you see are literally the trailer is the first 5 minutes of the movie. Is like exactly
that's
the trailer.
disappointing.
Yeah.
I was under the impression, I was under the hope, and I'm going to date myself when I say this reference. I was hoping for a more of a "don't tell mom the babysitter's dead" kind of vibe, where they were. Yeah, exactly.
That's an awesome reference to an awesome movie.
Where basically they were going to do something, something exciting really happened, and basically clean up the party before everyone gets back.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Like any of those 80s teen comedies, like, Risky Business. Oh, the parents are coming home. I gotta get cleaned up.
Chihuahua accidentally started a brothel.
Yeah. You've seen Risky Business, huh?
I've just absorbed enough of it through cultural
osmosis. I watched
that
a couple months ago. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast. It was one of my...
I know nothing.
Lauren's out of time.
I know nothing.
Okay, couple notes about Risky Business. That is the fastest to full frontal nudity in any movie I've ever seen. It's in literally the first 30 seconds. Because he has a dream sequence where he walks on his hot neighbor that he's dreaming about, and she's taking a shower. And then the plot is basically like, hey, I'm a Chicago suburb kid who's on his senior year, and I haven't really done anything exciting, and I'm going to go off to college, and my parents are like super uppity and rich, and I got to be the best kid. And then like basically his friend, who's played by Booger from what's the fuck?
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, hey, man, you got to live your life and be exciting. And I've already gotten accepted into, like, Harvard, but, I'm living it up, doing all this stuff. And he's like, you got to live it up, man. And so he orders his friend a hooker to his house. And, I'll just surprise you that it is not a lady hooker that shows up, but a man dressed as a lady hooker style.
All right.
And hilarity ensues with that. And then she gives him, he's like, you'd really like this lady. And he's like, no, this is all a mistake. My friend called you out. I'll pay for your cab back. All that nonsense. But his parents are gone for like a week. And he's like, all right, I'll call her. And there's... Obviously, this is the teen fantasy movie, so they have a great time one night, and she's like, all right, you owe me a ton of money, and it's all the money his parents left him. And then he's like, fine, but I got to go to school. I'll bring the money back after school because I don't have it. I have to go to the bank. And she steals a bunch of his shit. And then he has to go find her, and Joey Pantoliano is her pimp. I don't know, it's just good. And then so basically he has to make his house into a brothel, basically to recoup all of the expenses that Joey Pants needs from him because he stole the hooker away from him. I don't know. But he falls in love with her, and it's a awesome 80s movie. Holy God.
It sounds music. Very 80s.
It's great music, great just there's a couple scenes that are very iconic, just the bang in a train. It's a pretty awesome scene. The whole train Gazette. I don't know. It's just really good, really 80s, and I think it's the first feature film that Tom Cruise was in, or maybe the first or second. It's in there. It's up there, and
definitely his first lead.
He looks the same as he does now in that.
So for someone who hasn't seen it, it's basically Milk Money but backwards.
Oh, Milk Money! I haven't seen Milk Money, so I couldn't tell you. But that's a great movie. But I didn't see that one. Saw Secret Life Pets and Ghostbusters, which basically taught men are evil.
The whole it was just like a 2-hour lecture of Kristen Wiig staring at the camera, talking.
That's
right?
What it was. No, it was all right.
It was a totally average reboot, just like
it was just okay.
I always thought it would be.
Yeah, it's either 3 or 4 stars. I have a hard time. I'm gonna have to say, I gotta say maybe 3 because I don't think it really holds up. Yeah. I had fun watching it though. Like if you want to see a popcorn movie with some really good jokes in it, that's maybe not the most well put together movie in terms of pacing and plot, but I don't know. You put all those funny people in a movie and let them be funny. It's funny. Did you see it too, Matt?
No, I'll probably end up seeing it this weekend.
I'll say this. Sorry. Continue.
Well, like what I've heard about it is that it's just not as funny as the other Paul Feig movies with those women in it.
Yeah, I would agree.
But it's like still fine. Like, yeah, and it's not the end of the world. It didn't ruin your childhood or anything.
No, it was
like
just
that.
okay. I mean, I see a future there because I really did like all of the women in it. They're all very funny and they had cool takes on their own characters.
Yeah,
there just wasn't a lot of time for character development because the movie just kind of goes. It's just like it felt like a J.J. Abrams movie where it's like, all right, nobody take time to explain anything. We're just moving from one exciting thing to another exciting thing with a little bit of talking in between. I will say this. Chris Hemsworth absolutely steals the movie. He is fucking phenomenally funny because he just plays like, you know, like you have the ditzy blonde secretary.
Yeah, that's
him, but it's a guy. It's really good. Like just twist on it because he's like they hire him because he's hot, even though he's really bad. I don't want to spoil this joke because it's incredible. But like, oh man, there's just a moment where I'll spoil another one that's not the one because I don't want to spoil this because it's not spoiled in the trailers. But there's a point where he's like having the interview and he takes his glasses or he scratches his nose through his glasses. And they're like, what, you don't have lenses? He's like, no, they kept getting in the way. So he's just got frameless, lensless glasses he's wearing. I mean, he's just like an idiot. And he just has some great lines. And but the villain wasn't super good because they didn't flesh it out at all. Like, there wasn't any, like, because, like...
I heard Kate McKinnon totally steals the show, too.
Yes, she's incredible. She's kind of like a weird, crazy person who was just, like, the wild card, where she's like, okay, you know how to build all this stuff, but sometimes when we're fighting ghosts, you just kind of go crazy and do something might kill all of us, but it turns out all right,
Somebody said she seemed like Egon from the cartoon version.
Oh, maybe. I haven't seen the cartoon version. Or she's just like a crazy genius who's like, let me try out this weird thing, and then like it blows up, and you're like, oh god, but then it ended up being okay, and you're like, okay, you know what you're doing, kind of, but I'm still terrified, and yeah, it's really well done. Her character is, but just the plot, like the way the movie came together is kind of like the villain. Ghostbusters 2 isn't an incredible film. It's fun and good, but like some of the best parts about that are God, what's his name? The Viggo the Carpathians. Who's the guy?
The underling guy.
Yeah, just like the interaction with those guys and stuff. There's none of that here. With the villain, it's just like I'm a bad guy.
Is it Zool or is it a new one?
It's not Zool. I don't mention any Babylonian anything. It's just ghosts. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a good movie. It's just not. You can't compete with one of the possibly one of the greatest comedies ever made. So it's tough. But anyway,
I did hear somebody on a podcast pitched what they would have done, and it kind of sounded amazing, and I'm kind of disappointed that that's not what happened. Like, if this was a sequel instead of a reboot, and whatever the Ghostbusters did eliminated ghosts completely, so it's been like 30 years without anyone seeing any ghosts. And then you have like the moon landing hoaxer type of people being like, there's never been any ghosts. That was all made up.
Yeah.
So then like this other generation, something happens, they come back, this other generation has to take up the mantle. And then you can sort of work in some of the like girls can't be Ghostbusters narrative in subtle ways. But that's not what they did. I don't like reboots. I
don't either. They bother me.
It's like the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars. I enjoyed the Star Trek reboots, but like the way they moved the story forward in Star Wars was so much better.
So if we're really in this reboot culture right now, we should probably reboot something that's been sequelized up the wazoo. Where's my Police Academy reboot?
Oh man,
because that would be freaking awesome. You throw some unknown comedians in there, just let them do their thing, because they've already replaced the cast twice.
Yeah, it's fine. It was fine. It did not end the world. It was a decent movie that was perfect for being out in a drive-in.
This is like the kind of movie that I would normally probably just wait to see when it's streaming, but I'm going to see it mostly to, like as a fuck you to everyone that was pitching a fit about it.
I mean, it's worth seeing, and I don't know. I had fun. I can't deny that I didn't enjoy it. I just the critic in me is like, it could have been a lot better than it was.
Mm-hmm.
They made a lot of safe choices, which I guess you want to do in a blockbuster, but I don't think that helps you be a memorable comedy, because no one's gonna say that. No one's going to say that Ghostbusters was a safe movie, and this was a safe movie. So, it's all right. It is what it is. Yeah. Oh God, everything's completely flooded outside. Apparently, I wonder if my car has been flooded. Oh God, I'm parked underneath the building. That sounds dangerous for me.
We're in the middle of the end times here.
Yeah, it's flooded. My work flooded. Office flooded.
It's like the hottest day of the year, and also flash floods everywhere.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I have coworkers saying we're probably not going to close tomorrow. We're just going to be cleaning, which sounds awful.
I think you might be sick tomorrow.
No, I'll go in. It just seems weird that, like, I guess we'll just show up and they're going to be like, well, you can't really do anything now because everything got wet. So I guess it sounds like the ceiling came in. Like water collected on the roof.
Oh.
Too much.
That's bad.
The ceiling collapsed in a few places, getting water everywhere. Yep. Lauren just texted me that she's trying to come home, and she says roads are completely flooded. I'm trying to figure out where to park and go. Yeah. So, Matt, things probably flooded where you are, too. You're in a lower area, right? I don't know.
No, I'm kind of up on a little bit of a hill. I haven't checked outside. I think my car is probably safe, because at the end of the block where I am, it slants upward. But yeah, work might be flooded. It's a lot lower there.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Did you... Oh, man. Hey, Matt, did you know Mr. Robot, the show that you and I both love?
Yes.
Be a part of Mr. Robot on Thursday, July 21st, this one-of-a-kind VR experience on Gear VR.
Okay, I have to end the... Gear VR?
Yeah! Oculus-powered Gear VR, baby.
Oh, never mind.
I got that. Yeah, all right.
It's just going to be like a 360 movie.
Yeah, basically. But those are fun. So
the closest thing I have to VR is the iToy for PS2.
Yeah, that's more AR.
True.
You have the little monkey guy running around. Right? What is that thing?
Well, there was the Kung Fu one with all the little people on the sides. And
yeah.
There's one where you wash the screen.
Oh, you're talking about the iToy.
The iToy, yeah.
I was thinking about iPet.
Oh no,
The PS4 thing that you can do with your PS4 camera.
no, I'm going back to 2006.
Yeah, you're going back to the original, like the hook this up. Was that PS2 or PS3?
PS2. I still have it. It's
Yeah,
PS2.
it was like a PS2 game where you would just be like, "All right, wipe the screen because we could track your video." Yeah, I have that for the 360. I bought. What's it called? It was like You're in the Movies.
Oh,
Wait, I shouldn't pronounce it that way. You're in the movies.
You're in the movie.
You are in the movies. Yeah.
You were?
Well, I was. Adam and I both were because we were at.
Oh,
It was
shit.
either Best
Benji.
Buy or Circuit City, and it was like $10, and it came with the camera, and we're like, all right, let's get Xbox Vision cameras. So
that was done with Vision, not with Kinect.
No, it was Xbox Vision camera, and
wow.
it was pre-Connect, and so I can now play Uno and watch people jerking off, or play You're in the Movies, because
Oh, that reminds me, Uno's coming back.
yeah. So Matt, do you know anything about the Uno culture?
No.
Okay, so the Xbox 360 had an Uno game on Xbox Live Arcade that would hook up to the camera, and so you could like see people's faces while they were playing. But that
Okay.
was pretty much just people doing drugs and having sex in front of a camera.
Okay.
Also, there was an Uno game happening.
It was pre-chat roulette.
It
but
was
with-
really
Oh,
weird.
okay, yes.
Because
I was
it
gonna
was
say
like,
sounds like chat roulette.
yeah, because it was just like a really weird community of like people that are like, I'm gonna log on to Uno to voyeuristically watch the people that play Uno to be naked for people. It was so weird, but it was like definitely a thing. Like I had to check it out, and for sure enough, I didn't get any of the nudity, but I got the drug smoking and the swear words and flipping off the camera and stuff that was happening. I was like, okay, so this is awful. This is a nightmare world.
People weren't doing that on Bank Shot Billiards, though. They were doing that
No.
all on Uno.
That was another game. Yeah, no, it was just Uno. Maybe because Uno was like a pack-in
I think
with
so.
a bunch of versions of the Xbox. Because I think I got it free as well. So I think a lot of people had it. What? Oh man, I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, like Ustream on the PS4. Do you watch any of that Ustream stuff?
Not really.
Yeah, back in the day.
Okay, but like on PS4, they have the game room channel, where it's if you have a PS camera, you can just show your window, your room. And so like people were going on Ustream and just streaming parties, and there were like, people throwing the tops off or throwing the dicks out and stuff. And sometimes I'll just pop onto the PS4, like watch people play Ustream channel, and you'll just see pictures of a bunch of like, I don't know, like 20-year-old kids in a college dorm standing around talking into a camera. Like, what a weird world we're in. Now we got Periscope, and
Yeah.
all that jazz.
John,
Yeah,
I just joined Team Mystic.
that's fucking right, you did.
I joined Team Mystic before I heard you guys were all in Team Mystic, so
Fuck yeah!
yeah.
Wait,
This is
you
the
were
Team Mystic party.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny with Pokemon Go. We can talk about Pokemon Go a bit in our experiences this last week.
I now have all the starters.
All right. Oh wow.
There was a
So-
Pokemon ghost in my apartment, and I'm a little bit freaked out by that.
I'm going to open the app now, and I'm going to tell you my hot grabs this week. Can we get a new section music? Can you do the Pika thing, Matt?
Of course.
cue
I love
that
the
up.
Pika thing.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's fine. Lauren wants to call me because she's walking home alone from Kelly's Market, and I'm nervous.
Oh, put her on speakerphone.
Okay, yeah, sure. Call. Oh wait, I'm talking to the text message that I have.
Computer.
Okay, so let's make this episode crazier. So
Okay, while we're doing that, I got a Ghastly
oh no
in
no,
my
let me do
apartment,
mine first before
and
I
a
won't be able to see it.
Pidgeotto.
Okay, that's bullshit. I got some good shit. I got Gengar, a Clefairy out of an egg, a Beedrill just sitting around.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Oh, I evolved one of those, I think.
Yeah, I evolved one too. A Horsey and a Seal. Hey, what's crack-a-lackin'? You're on the air.
You're live on the air on
I'm
stuff.
sorry, you guys. I know that you're recording a podcast, but I had to park at the Kelly's Market because the roads are completely, like, lake flooded.
Wait, really?
Can-
Outside
can-
our apartment?
Can she hear me at all?
Yeah,
She-
like I can't get to it.
She cannot hear anything you're saying.
So you'll have to relay messages to me
I
to
can't
her.
get to it.
Wait, you can't get to the apartment?
Not with my, not in the car. I'm gonna have to, like, literally wade there.
Are you gonna have to wade there?
Yes, it's like a lake. It's seriously like.
You can't come from High Point down?
Nope.
Oh my god. Is my car underwater?
It's, I don't know.
Well,
You might wanna check.
there's 2 storm drains. So if it flooded, it either came up them or hopefully it went down them.
Yeah, you'll have to come and look at it. And I'm sorry for interrupting your podcast, but I'm walking alone and I don't feel great. So I just want to.
Yeah, that area of walking is not the best walking area.
I know.
I kind of want to go see if my car is underwater right now.
Yeah, we'll go together when I get there. I'm walking right now.
Okay, well, how about
Tell her to stay away from Pokestops.
stay away from Pokestops? People will get you.
Don't follow the lures.
Yep, they're gonna lure you in and take you away.
I know. And I want to just keep talking to you on the phone.
Okay.
Until I'm in the apartment complex. I hope that's okay.
What if you get eaten by an alligator?
Well, you can call the police.
Well, all right.
Call 911.
All right. Well, let's hear about what other Pokemon's Go that you got. Everybody else.
Okay, we're talking about Pokemon. I
Yep.
got a shell.
Okay, yeah. Let's hear Lauren's
I
Pokemon.
love this.
A shell boy. What is
Shell
it?
Boy, Shelder.
Shelter.
Shelder. I got one of those.
Sheldon.
That's the most exciting one. I got a Beedrill yesterday. You were with me.
Yeah, we got a Beedrill together, walking around the area that is now underwater.
Yes,
Can we get some Psyducks now or something?
I got a Psyduck at my work.
Yeah.
I saw. This is exciting. I saw. This has nothing to do with Pokemon, but I.
What the
originally
hell?
was on High Point and I know. And I was gonna walk back, but it was too much. Like it was too far. But I saw someone I knew, and we talked for a while. It was exciting.
That's a
Is
great
that
story.
literally the story that you're telling me right
It's a
now?
fantastic story.
Yeah.
I-
It was Adam. It wasn't Adam Ham.
Okay.
Adam Ham.
Yeah, if Adam Ham was here, I would have a word to say to him.
The floods brought him up north.
Adam.
Oh man,
Hear that, Adam?
this is really weird. He's not on this week. Adam died, which is why we thought
Yeah.
maybe he was here.
Can I guess what he's doing?
Yeah, guess.
You'll be
What's that?
wrong. She'll be
Yeah,
wrong.
you will be wrong.
I'll be wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
My guess was going to be smoking weed and watching Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. Ooh. No, he has got a migraine.
Because he has a migraine.
Yeah, he went to the doctor. So now you feel shitty for making fun of him.
Yeah, don't you feel bad?
Do you want to hear Spinelli?
Well, yes, always.
She's meowing. You've hijacked the podcast, and that's all right. I'm gonna let the other guys talk about their Pokemon.
I'm sorry, John, but I would like to think that both you and Matt think that my own safety is more important than the podcast.
Wow.
Well, I'm liking the organic nature of this show, so
I just
know
wish
that I interrupted the podcast,
I just
but
wish
I'm
there was a
really
way that you
guilty
could
about
hear
walking
them.
home.
Do you think it would be too bad if I turned the speakers on?
Can Matt hear me?
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
hear you, but you can't hear them. Is this too... You guys talk. Am I getting feedback? We're doing this live.
we're doing it live.
Hey,
Is there echoing happening?
I don't hear echoing.
someone yell. Who is
Oh, now I do.
Fucking answer me. Who is they? I thought it was just you and Matt.
Nope.
It's just there's a ton of people here. It's a party.
Yeah, we had a party while you were gone.
Tyler?
Who-
Is it Tyler?
Nope.
Nope.
Guess again. You'll never guess.
Matt?
You'll...
I can't guess. Who is it?
It's
She doesn't know who
TJ.
I am.
It's someone I know from college. Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yep. Wow, guys.
This is a totally normal interaction for 2016.
Yep. That's the world we live in.
Welcome to now.
Okay.
Hey, I think that it's dried up, so I might have you giving me a ride to my car.
Oh, really? It's like the water's starting to dissipate?
Yeah.
Okay.
An actual, like, there were cars, like, fucking floating.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was crazy.
Lauren, no! My work, people texted me. Okay, so this is, listeners have already heard this part. But people were texting me pictures of my place of work underwater. So,
I believe it.
yeah, holy crap. So,
It's, like, dried up.
I might want to drive up to my business and see what's going on. It's pretty close.
We'll do a little, yeah.
We'll do a loop.
I might want to get. Oh no, it's still pretty flooded, but it's not as bad as it's drying up.
But we might be able to go around, maybe. I can't believe how much it rained. It was a lot. Can you guys hear this? This is crazy. I've ruined the podcast.
It's organic.
It's organic. This is.
I ruined the podcast,
Well, yeah, you did.
but I'm okay because I would rather. There was a really creepy guy standing in the parking lot, like, and I didn't want to.
Yeah, that was me.
Was he wearing a fedora and a trench coat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Wearing a fedora and a trench coat.
Oh my god, can you guys even hear her very well?
Yeah. I can hear myself echoing back too, but it's not bad.
Okay. Sorry,
Okay, I'm
listeners.
gonna hang up. I'll see you in a minute, okay?
Oh, she's here. All right. All right, she made it. I'm gonna say that we got to end the show now. 'Cause I have to deal with flood emergencies. But it has been basically as long as a normal show is. So, do we have any final words? TJ,
Neapolitan ice cream.
thank you.
End times.
Times.
End times.
End times, yes. Sorry again for cutting you guys off. We'll have to continue on in another episode. Adam usually goes over the website, but it's bornintheeighties.net, and you can catch us there.
You can also go to
or-
partyplatypus.com. That's still going.
It still works. I have it for $10 a year. Yeah, so I don't know. All the links still work. You can visit us there. We will. We'll catch you next week. I'm gonna stop broadcast.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm gonna close this again and reopen it.
Okay.
Try and load things.
Totes fine.
Am I here?
Hey.
Holy crap! I figured out how to do this.
Yeah, it's not too hard.
No, not at all. Just when I was trying to do it, little one decided to come down and say, "Hey, get me dressed." I'm like, oh. Welcome to
Sorry.
parenthood. Welcome to parenthood.
Well, yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, it's a whole different experience.
Not yet, at least. No, hopefully not for a little bit. Gotta get married first.
Yeah, I didn't do it that order.
Okay, you know what? You don't have to do it that way.
I know it worked out.
I'm gonna plan to do it that way, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I guess it can always work out. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Matt left because he is resetting his audio equipment and is going to be back on. So,
Okay.
I'm going to be sad to inform you that Quizbot died. It's gone. I don't know where any of the I've moved since I invented Quizbot, so I can't find any of the Quizbot questions. They're all cards.
It faded into obscurity.
It's gone. We haven't had Quizbot on in a while.
Oh yeah. It's been probably about 100 some episodes. Yeah.
Well, usually the guests that I've had, we didn't have many guests for a while, and then not many other guests. Hey, Matt.
Hello.
Hey, Matt. How's it going?
I can't get the clips shouldn't be cutting off like that.
Yeah.
I think every time I try to re-import them, it's just pulling from like an old cache.
Well, you heard it here.
I'll have to try and clear that out at some
It's
point.
fine. Don't worry about it. If we don't have them this
It's
time.
not fine, John. Nothing's fine.
Oh, that sucks. Otherwise, I could just like.
Well,
put them
it will only happen on a few of them. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's unfortunate.
I mean, it's the classic internet picture. Everything's on fire, but everything's fine.
That's right.
Everything's
Yeah, that's
fine.
my desktop at work.
What is the let's get levels. Because Matt, you sound a lot quieter now all of a sudden, so I'm just gonna listen.
Hold on. I know what.
Where's TJ? Where are you, TJ?
Where am I?
This is me talking full volume, and it's probably loud as fuck.
Oh no, that sounds fine now.
Okay.
TJ, can you talk a little bit?
Yes, I am talking at a normal voice, somewhere around here. But if I randomly go into song, something along, up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay. Sorry, I have Little Mermaid. I can't help it.
Yep.
You know that's going in the show, right?
Yeah, I know it is. 100%.
Okay, you sound good. Matt, can you talk some more?
Talking about
All right,
stuff.
now, both of you be quiet. I've got
off
to talk
the
now
easy.
at my normal voice. That's it, girlfriend. That was the heezy, fo-sheezy.
Yep.
Um,
And whereas you guys may have cats in the background, I have children's. It happens.
Oh man, I like cats better.
oh, she's a cat. Speaking of cats, my girlfriend and I have two beautiful cats together.
One of
Is
them's
that a thing that we say now?
well, I know
This
one
is
of
Spinelli.
one of them's Spinelli, yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
one who always is bothering you.
Yep. Steve is not. All right, so that's good. I think we're good. I can actually hear myself, though.
Is that through me, maybe?
No.
Hold on, let me just do a vocal
Okay,
warm up real quick.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm always super loud anyway, like, so I know that I
Yeah.
will get heated and get louder. TJ, we do not have
A format.
a format. Also, I don't think there's any news that happened this week.
Nothing happened.
Our shared Google Doc, which I could invite you to, but it's too late. Let me just throw that in there. I don't know how to do that. I can click on Matt's in it right now.
Yeah, even like the gaming shows that I listen to were just like, it's July, nothing's
Yeah, there's
happening.
not. It's a real lull right now. Fuck. What the fuck?
I mean,
Well, TJ should have hot to the minute news because he's a part of the industry, kind of.
part of the industry. Retail slave in the industry? I wouldn't say slave, but definitely a part of it.
Well, you're in it
You're
all the
part
time.
of the system.
I
You're
mean,
the man.
You're
I
part
do know-
of this.
I do know they just announced a release date for World of Final Fantasy, but no one wants to play that besides me.
Yeah. Okay, I've got Drive, Goog's Drive. I think I can share it this way. Share, yeah.
John, have you been playing Overwatch?
Nope.
Oh, they added a new hero. You could talk about how you're not playing that.
TJ, what's your email address?
Well, for my Google account, it's going to be
Yeah.
mayofmay@gmail.
There it is. I hate the way that this works. Like, because I typed in TJ, which I have you on my Google Plus, but it doesn't show up.
Did you put the periods in there?
I did, but it was. Oh my god, my cat. Spinelli just. I've got a Nerf basketball that I bought because I don't know. I have Amazon Prime and I buy stupid things.
Mm-hmm.
With like the little hoop that goes over a thing, so I can shoot a basket from my desk. Ah, off the rim. And Spinelli was attacking it and biting it really hard just now. So I don't know. The ball said something to her. Okay, let's get started though, because we're ready. I have like zero news, like no news.
I could talk about stuff I've played recently, especially.
That's good because
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
shit.
The stuff I played, there's not much to talk about because it's like VR tech demos.
Yeah, I watched a movie. Well, you can talk about the fun ones. I watched a lot of
Yeah.
movies, and I got cavity filled.
I played the last Zero Escape game. Like,
Okay, yeah, I want to play those.
yeah, you need to start from the beginning. But it's mind fuck. That's the best way to describe it.
All right, let's just get started.
Hold on, I have to do a vocal warm up real quick.
Why?
All right, I'm ready to go.
God, you love having the audio buttons now. Oh, I love it too, though. It enhances the show, and that's why I sent you those clips to play. Can I hear one?
Yeah. Let me find a good
Oh
one.
my God. You gotta have those at the ready.
That was off the heezy fosheezy.
Thank you. Oh man, that's from your former competitor, Game Crazy's
slices?
training video from like 2002.
I've
Oh.
never even heard of Game Crazy.
I've heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
That was
I used to go to one. There was one in town. Anyway, it was like where the Blockbuster. I think it was attached to a Blockbuster.
to get that paper.
That's a really good one. Those are a little quiet, Matt.
Are they?
Yeah, it could be me though, because I mixed those, so
It's a little quiet on my side too.
it's fine.
Let me make them unbearably loud.
Yeah, you don't want to. That's worse almost.
No, I want to make them unbearably loud.
Okay, fine, do it. Let's see if I care.
They're going through a compressor, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Well,
It shouldn't get out of control.
I used the patented method of taking the YouTube video link and going to listentoyoutube.com and making an MP3 out of it.
Oh, I can go to Clip Converter.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm sure whatever they used is not fancy, so audio probably suffers.
I'm
Yeah.
just lazy and play the YouTube video.
Yeah,
But-
that's fine.
Okay, let's check this.
Know what I'm saying?
It's still too quiet.
Fuck.
It's all right.
No Adam this week?
No, he has a migraine, actually. He's been texting me about it. He went to the doctor, and they were like, you're not dying. Get
Yeah.
migraine medicine.
Like, we can't do shit for migraines.
So,
I mean,
Enjoy.
lobotomies help.
Yeah.
yeah. He wouldn't
Or
have as much of a headache.
laudanum.
Laudanum? Okay, yeah, there's like literally
I'm down
nothing.
here
Like,
in the his house.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
the
better.
heezy, with the GC posse to get the 411.
yeah, that one cuts off because,
The GC posse, that's the game crazy there, right?
yeah, Game Crazy
Yeah.
Posse, baby. I guess
getting
I Am Setsuna
extremely
came out, and
jiggy
I
with
wanted
it.
to play that, but
Everyone's talking about it. I know nothing about it.
yeah, the reviews
What?
were medium, so I was like, I might wait for that to be on sale. I've got too many other games that I need to play.
I play nothing on PC and just upgraded to Windows 10, like today.
Nice.
After
What did you come from?
7.
Oh,
yeah, me too.
good.
I had 8.
It's a
but-
pretty easy transition from 7.
I'm on a pre-build, not gaming PC from 5 years ago, so I was still scared.
Fair enough. I PC gaming, as does Matt. I got one piece of news. Oh! Sorry. The news is in 18-point font and bold and red. Sorry, that was too loud. And is it not a link anymore now that I've done that? No, there it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, GTX 1060 came out. That's the card I'm probably going to buy. All right, but let's go. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you guys paused for a second, so I just assumed everyone died.
I was just trying to think, like, I have to be second voice. Because usually I wait till Adam talks to introduce
Yep,
myself.
you'd be second.
All right.
All right. Wait, what episode number is this? 235?
225.
225. Wow, I think I named this 235.
You named it 235.
I did.
It would make sense that it's 225 based off the Google Doc.
Yep, 2225. 225. I got my handwritten notes ready to go.
Give it up to than white people?